Every year, tens of thousands of people leave their homes in West Africa in search of a better life in Europe. But many will fall victim to the organised crime gangs that feed on the hopes of the desperate. In the first of two special reports, People and Power has been to a town in southern Italy. Here, Nigerian and local mafias battle for supremacy, and Nigerian women are trapped in a nightmare world of prostitution and exploitation.
So bring out a gun, so bring out a knife. It's risky.
This is the funeral for a 7-year-old girl called Mary. She was murdered in June this year in a town called Castelvolturno in southern Italy, just a few days before we arrived.
With the reason that I don't have work, then I don't have house. That is the reason why they don't release my baby for me.
The Italian courts had taken Mary away from her mother, an illegal immigrant and known prostitute. The whole problem started when you were trafficked into Italy. You arrived without documents.
Yes, because I don't have documents, they will never release my baby for me.
What followed was a life of neglect, being moved from home to home, and ultimately her murder.
My baby, I need my baby, I need Mary! I need Mary! I need Mary! Give me your baby! I need Mary! I need Mary!
The police investigation into who killed Mary is ongoing, and the investigating detectives are monitoring the funeral.
Wait, the complaint you people are making here and I cannot solve any issue. The only thing is that let us keep cool. Give this little girl her last respect. Please.
Disagreement is building over how the procession should be organized. Rumors are circulating about who might be responsible for Mary's death. Aggression is not far beneath the surface here. Castelvolturno lies in the heart of the territory controlled by the Italian mafia, the Camorra. And over the past decade, the Nigerian mafia has found a foothold too. The community where Mary died has grown used to violence around the struggle over who controls the trafficking of drugs and people for the sex trade. We were just told that you were shot in a Camorra attack.
Yeah.
Why did that happen?
I don't know, we're holding our community meeting as usual to bring our people together. They ran into the compound where we're holding the meeting and they started to shoot at us. I was shot here, the bullet went through here and it came out from this side.
There is a lot of tension in this community.
Very
I mean,
much.
this is in a situation that, by the sounds of it, could easily escalate.
This issue, if it's not well taken care of, can, blow a lot of things up.
It was in the 1980s that illegal immigrants from West Africa first arrived in this region to work on mafia-run tomato farms. 2 decades later, many of the farms have closed down, but migrants continue to flood in, lured by the dream of a brighter future in Europe. Nigerian criminals spotted an opportunity early on, getting hopeful migrants to pay their passage by turning them into prostitutes and drug mules. And once in Italy, without papers, the migrants were trapped in a growing West African criminal underworld. In September 2008, these pictures shocked Italy as they flashed across television screens. Castelvolturno had become the scene of a turf war between the local Casalesi mafia clan and the Nigerian mafia. 6 West Africans had been executed to send a signal that it was the Italians who controlled the area. Riots erupted in Castelvolturno and government troops were sent in to control the situation. A number of arrests were made. The Nigerians got the violent message. For now, Castelvolturno seems quiet as the 2 mafias have found an uneasy peace. We have made contact with officers who were at Mary's funeral and meet them at the local police station. It's a small force covering an area which includes an estimated 15,000 migrants, both legal and illegal, nearly 40% of the overall population. Stefano Riccardiello gives us an overview.
Questa è la mappa di Castelvolturno e questa qui è la Domiziana, tutta questa qui. La Domiziana attraversa tutta Castelvolturno per circa 28 km.
Riccardiello agrees to take us around Castelvolturno to show us the visible face of organized crime and the growing problem of mafia-run prostitution.
Vi sto portando in una strada che abitualmente, quotidianamente è frequentata da prostitute nigeriane. Premesso che sul territorio la criminalità organizzata locale prende pizzo, si fa pagare da tutte le attività illegali. Ecco, vedi? Ce n'è una lì. Sono poche però, Sono giovanissime anche, guarda.
It feels like this road is in the middle of nowhere. Who comes here to pick up these girls?
Qualsiasi tipologia di persona, non ci sta uno standard di persone che vada alle prostitute, si fermano tutti.
How is the prostitution business organized?
Le prostitute pagano alla madame. La madame è la donna che praticamente le compra e le fa venire qui in Italia. La madame a sua volta risponde e paga ai vertici della sua organizzazione. Diciamo che oh, ciao. Guarda, vedi come corrono.
This is the hometown of the local Casalesi clan, Casal di Principe, where anti-mafia police are having some success. A former mafia villa has been taken over by the police since the Castelvolturno massacre. Now it's serving as a center for anti-mafia wiretapping and surveillance. The investigators have managed to arrest several members of the Casalesi clan. Their work is dangerous, so we can't show their faces. What crimes have they committed? Why are you looking for these men?
Omicidio.
So all these guys are killers?
Sì. Tutti killer.
Next door is the surveillance room, where officers are monitoring calls. As we're standing here now, these guys are actually listening to the mafia?
Sì, loro ascoltano persone affiliate al clan dei Casalesi e cercano di capire le loro attività illecite. Qua c'è un sistema di videosorveglianza che va da Castelvolturno, Casal di Principe, tutte le zone più importanti.
So what are we seeing on the screen now?
Domiziana, Castelvolturno. Da sera si fermano anche delle prostitute. La prostituzione vengono tollerati da parte della mafia italiana e questa tolleranza porta anche a persone che guadagneranno sulla loro presenza.
Can the Nigerian mafia do business in Castelvolturno without paying off the Italian mafia?
I nigeriani pagano i loro referenti e loro fanno le loro attività commerciali. Però quando si romperà questa pace ci sarà una guerra.
The district of Pescopagano has the highest concentration of migrants in Castelvolturno. It was once a popular destination for Italian tourists. The way this area looks is actually completely misleading. These are former Italian holiday villas. You can see beautiful gardens, oleander bushes, but the reality is that members of the Nigerian mafia have taken over many of these houses. Today, it is a district characterized by extreme poverty and high levels of violent crime. We meet some migrants who tell us that without official residency papers, they can't find work. So what ways do people find to survive?
It's a very, very difficult. The Roman Catholic people, sometimes when you're on the road, they will come and give us some food or something like that. That's why we survive with that. If anything happened to you, nobody can defend you because you're an illegal immigrant.
John Nana Mensah was promised assistance from a former employer for filing his official residency papers. He paid his boss €4,000, but when the police checked the papers, they turned out to be forged. So John remains an illegal immigrant today. So he basically cheated you?
Cheated me, and then there's nothing that the police can help me for that. The police could not help me to trace my money back.
We have a strength to work. You understand? Look at them. There's no work.
Without papers and work, many of the migrants get sucked into the mafia's illegal activities. We find these men in a crack house. One of them admits to having worked as a drug mule.
I'm not afraid to do it. Yeah. No. Because what? Because I need money. Said the butter is my body, you know. The life is that money is nothing.
Their expectations of European opportunity are shattered. When you came to Castelvolturno, what was your dream?
So I came here to come and have a walk, to go to gain some money to go and look after my family and my children. Very good family, very good grandchildren, very good wife. She's always crying waiting for me. For 23 good years I live at home. I will cry one day. When they see me like this, I will cry.
Nigerian women face a different set of problems. Deceived by promises of regular jobs in Europe, they are trafficked for the sex trade, and there's no shortage of work for them. Isoka Akpitanyi, a former prostitute who was lured to Italy with the promise of a hairdressing job, describes how it felt.
No, per la prima volta è stato uno shock. Uno shock che io non ho mai pensato. Il fatto è che io ero lì adesso nuovo schiava.
Isoka managed to escape and is using her inside knowledge to run an NGO creating awareness of trafficking issues.
The whole system of trafficking and prostitution is organized crime. Within that, what is the role of the madams?
In Italia, oggi nel 2011, si porta i dati che sono almeno 10.000 mamà in Italia che gestiscono almeno 2-3 ragazze all'anno. Le madame fanno i soldi sia con le ragazze che costrette a prostituire, se possono, trafficano le ragazze con delle droghe, dicono sempre non importa come la fai, è importante che arrivi.
Isoka says that once a trafficked girl reaches Europe, she has to pay her madam a so-called debt of between 30,000 and 60,000 euros. It will take her at least 5 years. These madams were filmed on secret cameras at Rome's Fiumicino airport as part of a police investigation into a Nigerian trafficking ring. They are picking up newly arrived girls, commodities in the madams' quest for ever more profit. A photographer in Castelvolturno gained rare access to a party where women accused of being madams were showing off their wealth. They denied the accusation, but when the piece was published, the photographer received death threats. Most madams are former prostitutes themselves.
Sono cattivite, sono abbruttite delle loro vissute. Quindi molte di queste ragazze che diventano mamma.
It's been impossible to meet madams because of their direct involvement in criminal activities. But we hope to at least be able to meet their girls.
What's really striking is the near complete absence of NGOs and other services that you would find for immigrants in other parts of Italy. So we've had absolutely no luck in finding anybody who could introduce us to a girl who's still working on the streets. So we've now come out to literally try and pick one up ourselves.
After we approach several girls to agree on the condition that we don't show their faces.
I'm not happy with myself. I'm not happy with my body. I'm not happy with things I do anymore because I'm not comfortable with this job. That is it.
Have you ever thought of running away?
I don't have, can I run away with empty-handed or paper? I need some money to go, but I can't run away. I have to finish my projects. I promise to pay, so I can't run away. I have to finish it.
When you get a client, how much do they pay you?
Yeah, 10, 15, 20. Unless you want to go to a hotel, some pay 50, some goes up.
And how much did they charge you for coming over?
It's not easy, that I can say.
Normally what we hear that people are being charged about 40,000 euros to come.
Yeah, some is up, some is down. Mm-hmm.
But now you have to pay them back?
Yes, if they bring you here, you must pay. You must pay. There is agreement.
Is it too dangerous to talk about those things?
Yeah, it's too much dangerous because I don't want my family to suffer because I love them so much. I don't want them to stress. Let me say, I carry the cross for them just like Jesus Christ.
Madams charge the girls for rent, clothes and food so that it's hard for them to pay off their debt. If they don't comply, they are threatened with violence by their madams' enforcers.
I know it's not good. There's no money, nobody to help, just to help my family. That is why I'm doing it.
What are the problems that you're facing with clients?
Some will be bad people, they will beat you up. Some will bring out a gun, some will bring out a knife. It's risky.
Madams confiscate the girls' passports to stop them from running away. But we have heard about a much more powerful tool that enslaves the girls, a secret juju oath which they are forced to take before leaving Africa. A juju priest mixes a girl's pubic hair and blood in front of a shrine. It's a ritual that she believes will kill her should she try to escape before paying off her debt. It seals the girl's agreement with the trafficker.
Can you explain to me about the juju, how it works?
Maybe some people, they're bringing them here. Maybe they don't trust you because the money they want to use to bring you here is not easy for them. Maybe from there, the person will be hungry. The person that owes the money will be hungry. You can do anything with the juju, understand?
Is the juju dangerous to talk about?
Yeah.
The juju can make you mad?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it can kill you?
Yeah.
Isoka questions the power of this oath.
Molte ragazze sono diventate pazze per stare 12 o 20 ore in piedi e credo che ogni essere umano rischia di impazzire. E quando sono andate fuori di testa tutto si interpreta come fosse il juju che le ha punito. Le voodoo addirittura fare la giustizia e non era alimentato come nella gerarchia all'interno della comunità come la sottomessa.
The next day, we're back with Riccardiello and the police. Prostitution is legal in Italy, but street workers can still get arrested if they don't have residency papers.
Dove sei?
Io nigeriana.
Nigeriana. E dove dormi?
Io?
Dove dormi?
Guarda, che famiglia.
Che lavoro hai fatto in Italia? Niente, non dire niente.
Io fare i capelli.
Ah, capelli. Bravo. Non posso. No.
On this occasion, the girls' documents are legitimate.
Ok. Salute.
Ciao. Ciao.
A little further down, the police spot a very young-looking girl.
E perché scappi? Ce l'hai il passaporto? Ce l'hai il passaporto? Il passaporto? Ce l'hai? Papir? Non c'è niente? Perché scappi? Hai paura? Tu paura? Vieni con me, accompagniamo, no? No, non scappare. Vai là fuori. No. Era brava. Guarda con me. Dove ti chiami? Dove ti mandi? Guardami qua. Guardami.
Back at the station, the police try to question the girl, whose name is Tina, but she refuses to speak.
Dai, aiutaci, dai, falla brava.
As a result of not having documents, Tina will be referred to Italy's immigration authorities for deportation back to Nigeria. Many of the girls only speak enough Italian to negotiate prices with their clients. So I asked Tina in English if she knew that Italian law allowed her to stay if she was trafficked.
If you're here as a Nigerian in Italy, and if somebody has brought you over to earn your money on the streets, if you've been trafficked to Italy, and if you tell the Italians about it, they will actually allow you to stay.
No.
You don't believe me?
If God said I'll stay, I'll stay. If God said no.
Distressed and most of all fearful, Tina refuses to speak until the end. When we discuss Tina's situation with Riccardiello, he tells me he doesn't think that legalizing the girl's status is the answer. He says the majority of girls working along the Domiziana, where police checks are frequent, have residency papers.
Poiché la prostituzione non è un reato, noi non possiamo denunciarle. La regolarizzazione per queste donne è uno strumento, è un passaggio importante, indispensabile perché loro possano continuare a prostituirsi, perché il problema non è in Italia, il problema è invece a monte, è in Africa. Loro vengono qui perché le organizzazioni criminali vogliono che vengano a prostituirsi, perché la prostituzione porterà loro denaro, soldi, molti soldi per poterli poi dirottare su altre attività illegali.
The Donzione Fernandez Center is a refuge for former prostitutes in Castelvolturno. Sister Antonia, a Nigerian nun of the Sacred Heart of Jesus Order, is in charge.
So this part of the house is where the girls live and the sisters. These girls, they have suffered a lot in the hands of their exploiters. So when they come in here, with the love and the compassion that we show them, we try to make them celebrate life, which they have never experienced.
Most girls are hiding from their former madams. Quite a few come to stay with their children. Sister Antonia tells us that efforts to stop trafficking women for prostitution must also be made in Italy.
What about the men? Because if they go to the market and there's nobody to buy, they go. But here, they always have the customers to buy. So the Italian men also need some education.
Sonia Ikponwosa ended up as a prostitute after traffickers brought her over from Nigeria with the false promise of work as a hairdresser. Like the others, she took the juju oath.
Were you not frightened to leave the streets?
I was not frightened because that was not what they asked me to come here to come and do. So I believe the juju cannot do me anything because God knows the reason why I swore. So I am not afraid.
Sonia has now found work caring for an old woman.
I am working. If I will be able to meet up, I will still give them some of the money, not all, because I cannot pay 60,000 euro.
But are they still chasing you for money?
They don't have my contact, but they do disturb my parents back home, my mom.
Do you have somebody here in Italy who cares about you now?
That's the sisters. They are really my family.
Sonia is lucky to have employment, but as a living carer, there's a price to pay. She's had to leave her son to stay with the nuns.
What do you hope for your son?
A better life. That's the more reason why I'm struggling. Why I try to work is a lot of sacrifice for me to do. Not being with my son when he needs me. I don't want him to pass through the same suffering that I encountered, I want him to have a better life.
But the reality is that many of Castelvolturno's migrants remain unable to escape their life of illegality. 1 week after Mary's funeral, the community has organized a memorial service, so her death is not forgotten. For now, the migrants who came to Europe hoping for a better life are still praying. Join us for the next episode of People in Power, in which we follow the trail of illegal trafficking back to Nigeria, starting next Wednesday on Al Jazeera.